So one of the first things I do, like I said, I've already kind of cut into this kit a little bit because I traveled and I wanted to take it with me. So one of the first things I do is cut off the hang tab, and so these are all pieces that are going to be stitched. Hopefully you guys can see this as I'm going through. I typically leave it folded. I kind of leave everything be so it stays tidy and organized. But one of the first things I do is I have already cut off the hang tab from the light green felt, and then I also, now you're getting a big blur of maroon here, I also take the stocking back and I cut that away and put it in a separate bag so that nothing happens to it as I'm working on the project. So I'm going to do that now. Actually, there's nothing underneath me here. These are not the world's greatest crafting scissors, but they work. You gotta be kind of careful here as you're cutting, not to. Okay, so I take this, neatly fold it. A lot of people iron their felt before they start working on this project. So stocking back and hang tab, I'm going to put it in a totally separate bag, and I keep it at home in a drawer until I'm ready and the stocking's done. Then I know where to put it. This color felt is pretty easily distinguishable, so I will know that it's part of partridge in a pear tree. If you have a couple stockings going and they all have white backs, for example, but different color hang tabs, you could just put a little slip of paper, or you could like label on your Ziploc and just know that that goes with that stocking. I don't know how much it matters, but you don't want to end up with like if you finish a bunch of them in a row and you have the wrong color back left and it's just not going to match, you're going to be in trouble. I tend to work on these pretty monogamously, so I don't start a stocking, put it down, start another. I don't know why, that's just how I usually work these projects. So step 1 of the stocking kit, if you read the instructions, says, this is for the stocking front, and you're going to embroider and sequin burgundy piece. So it says stitch the gold metallic first, stitch the light green second, and then add sequins. So I'm just going to briefly show you how to cut out these pieces. It's kind of self-explanatory, but to be thorough. So you'll see that this has printed lines. You can see all the little lines. So when you cut it out, you want to cut just inside of this border line here. You want to try to get all the white off. If you don't get all the white off, you can kind of like shave it with your scissors a little to get the any like remaining little outlined pieces off of the fabric. It does say in the instructions that you can wash it, and if you wash it, all of the felt stamping comes off. So I suppose that if you get done embroidering a piece and there's still a lot of lines left, that you could try washing if the lines are showing through. I haven't had a problem with that, nor have I tried washing it, so I can't speak one way or the other as to how that works. So I'm just going to cut this out. This is a rather big piece, so I'm just inside the lines. And the bigger, see, I left a little white there, so I'll go back and trim it. The bigger stroke you use with your scissor, the more clean your line will come out. Okay, so you can see, hopefully you can see in this video, that there's a little bit left on the edge of the felt, and obviously we don't want that. So what I usually do is I just kind of take my scissors, I shave it, and that was even more off than I really had to take. So if you had like little embroidery scissors that are very sharp, those would probably work really well. So I'm going to finish cutting this out, and then in part 3 of the video series, I'm going to start actually embroidering all of these lines.